All right, there we go. Should be able to hear something now. Didn't realize my system here had to update, and it looks like I'm good to go. So far now, Deborah, it's just us on, or at least I can only see one viewer, so I assume that's you. I will hold on here and see if anybody else can jump on. All right. Just want to go ahead and share some of the basic information around the Library Media Certificate Program, as well as the Indigenous Perspectives in School Librarianship. My name is Bill Mendoza, and I am a graduate research assistant for the Indigenous Perspectives in School Librarianship. We'll refer to that as the IPSL project from here on out, just so we don't have to stumble through our good name of our project and can move through things a little bit quicker. I want to thank you for joining us here today. Encourage folks to uh, definitely respond in the chat. I was getting a little bit of feedback there, so I had to close out of a screen. Um, Feel free to respond in the chat if you have any questions or uh, want me to review any of the things that we talked about so far. The Library Media Certificate at Montana State University is an excellent opportunity for folks to attain uh, uh, graduate level endorsement. And this opportunity is for certified teachers that wish to add a library media certificate to their existing and valid license. And so if you are in that category, or you will be at the start of classes, the IPSL scholarship opportunity that I'll talk about here in a second is the opportunity that we're trying to share with you today, and the deadline for that is April 1st. I'll be putting links in as I talk about them, but you can review more about the program specifically on our website, as well as the things that I'll be covering today. The program consists of, the certificate itself consists of 21 credits. It's composed of 6 half semester length, 3 credit courses, and and 3 full length 1 credit courses. These are offered in a fashion that is predictable, and you can complete the program in as little as 3 semesters or spread the course over a maximum of 6 years. There is definitely class descriptions and what our ideal sequence of those courses is, and you can find those on our website. I will copy that or put that website link in right now. And I think one of the important things in this respect is to understand that a part of the Indigenous Perspectives in School Librarianship Project is to revise this curriculum consistent with what is happening around state standards at this time. And while I'm doing that, I'll pull up information on the scholarship as well and put that in the chat link. And one of the really awesome features of the Library Media Certificate is that all of these classes can be achieved online. For instance, in the first, second, and third trimesters, we offer school library ethics and advocacy, administration of the school library, reading promotion in school library, collection development for school libraries, and then information literacy and instruction, as well as an inquiry-based learning for school libraries course that is a part of the program. These classes are asynchronous, although there's plenty of opportunity for you to interact in a synchronous fashion throughout the program with your professors, as well as your fellow students. What that looks like is readings, class discussions, and assignments where you'll be asked to apply the concepts or reflect on your learning. An important feature of the program is a 1 credit practicum, and this is an opportunity for students to grow their skills as a school librarian and apply their course learning to their educational environments. Each student in this context will be assigned a virtual mentor who will offer them guidance and support throughout the practicum experience. At the beginning of each semester, students will choose a school librarian professional of their choice, um, and they'll look at school librarian professional standards as they wish to develop an activity that will then allow them to engage in those skills that they're trying to identify. They will then plan, implement, and self-assess that activity throughout the semester. The commitment for the course overall in terms of hours would be 10 to 15 hours per week for a three credit class and 5 hours per week for the practicum. Uh, and so, example, a student taking a full load of what is considered 7 credits per semester for a graduate student level should expect to do about 15 to 20 hours of coursework per week. We're really emphasizing this point because the Indigenous Perspectives and School Librarianship Scholarship is a great opportunity for teachers to attain this certificate with full funding, and is therefore pretty competitive. And so we want folks to understand the level of the commitment and to know that it is a very achievable sequence and scope of work, and to really consider being able to make it through the program in its entirety. So a little bit about the next steps, assuming all of the great things of completing the program. In addition to the 21 credits, the program requires that the candidates complete a library media specialist praxis exam, as well as attain an institutional recommendation form from Montana State University. And so the requirements to receive the institutional recommendation from Montana State University is outlined throughout the completion of the course. So you kind of build this as you go. And even if your state does not require an institutional recommendation form, or actually the exam, if the exam is not required in your state, it is still required to complete the program. Tuition and fee information can be found on our website, and there's also additional scholarship information that you can find on our websites. There's everything from CAT scholarships to looking at some of the individual scholarships through the Alaska Library Association, and others that offer annual scholarships. And so the application process for both the scholarship and the library media certificate program begins by going to the graduate school's website, and I will put that link up there to where you will begin your application. And to just review the process for that, you will first apply to the graduate school and the certificate, and then begin that application process. Then will lead to the scholarship application for the IPSL project. And specifically, you click on the Apply Now button on the graduate school's website and follow those instructions. At the bottom of the first page of the application, it will ask you to select a program type, select Online Only Certificate. And if you don't select this option, you'll see library. If you do not select this option, you'll see library media on the next page. As you progress through that page, on the second page of the application, select Library Media Certificate Online. And that is the program of choice that you'll be wanting to apply for. Happy to help you navigate this application, and we can definitely refer you to other folks, and we can leave our email and contact information here as well, and that is also on the website. Again, the application deadline for the Library Media Certificate and the IPSL Scholarship is April 1st for this fall and summer admission. So make sure that you get all of your materials in a timely fashion to be able to meet that deadline. If anything comes up, an emergency, some kind of technology issue, please do reach out. Don't consider it a lost opportunity. Let us know what your situation is, and we can do the best we can to help assist you and complete your application. So although the deadline is April 1st, we really need to understand if something unexpected comes up during that time, and the sooner we know, the better. Let me now turn our attention towards the Indigenous Perspectives in School Librarianship. There are currently 2 cohorts to this project and scholarship. We are currently in the second phase of that scholarship. And where this project came from, Montana State University's Department of Education, College of Education, Health and Human Development, announced that they received a 3-year grant from the Institute of Museum and Library Services Laura Bush 21st Century Library Program. And this project was designed to enhance specifically the Library Media Certificate and provides scholarships for students accepted into that program. And you can read more about the specifics on our website. An overview, though, is that the project began in August 2020 and consists of 2 major components. One, we are currently undergoing the development of an open access, culturally relevant and responsive curriculum for school librarian preparation programs with an emphasis on Indigenous perspectives. And 2, we utilize this curriculum to recruit, train, and develop a total of 30 school library professionals in Alaska and Montana. The process that we're at in this stage is to recruit 15 teachers from Alaska and Montana in each academic year for 2021-22 and 2022-23 academic cycles. Teachers will be awarded funding to complete that program, the Library Media Certificate program, which leads to a teaching endorsement as a K-12 library media specialist in Alaska, Montana, and of course many other states as well. So what does the project cover? The scholarship includes tuition and fees for the 21 credit program, cost to attend the participants' state library conference, and then funds for course textbooks and virtual mentorship with an expert school librarian in Montana or Alaska. You might wonder how the scholarship is determined or how the recipients are selected. Selection into the IPSL project will be based on demonstrated experience serving Indigenous populations, commitment to school librarianships as a profession, and interest in becoming a culturally relevant educator, interest in staying in their local communities, and interest in leadership in the profession. So you can take each one of these specific areas and speak to these within the application process. This will be laid out in the scholarship application itself. IPS candidates include, as we mentioned earlier, certified teachers who have been accepted into the MSU's Library Media Certificate program is the first requirement, and those who reside in Alaska or Montana and are committed to serving in an Indigenous community. And as you all know, Montana and Alaska is Indian country, to say it in shorthand. Whether it's an Alaska Native population or American Indian in the context of Montana, these 2 states have some of the largest concentrations, both in population and geographic representation of tribal communities. So pretty much everywhere is serving American Indian, Alaska Native populations, but we'd like to hear your perspective and your unique understanding of what that looks like within your community. We talked about how long the program is, and the deadline for the scholarship is April 1st. So again, please apply to the graduate school Once admitted to the program, the IPSL scholarship candidates will be invited to complete a brief application to participate in the scholarship itself. And we can send the link to the, the program itself on our website. Under the IPSL project, you can see some of our upcoming recruitment opportunities, and would love to see you at one of our future events where we hope to have an array of speakers and professionals in the field that can talk a little bit more about the unique experiences and library sciences and tribal communities as we further our efforts to recruit within your community. So with that, I want to pause for any questions, or if I need to review anything or clarify it. Now would be the time, and you can go ahead and type that into the chat. I'll put up our upcoming recruitment efforts here. You can find this page on our Indigenous Perspectives in School Librarianship landing page. That is within the library media homepage. Here's the link featured prominently for more information on the scholarship. So if we don't have any questions, certainly thank everybody for participating here today. All of these videos will be housed on our YouTube channel, which is how you have access to this presentation today. And we are happy to answer any questions that you may have, or to provide you with any more insight as to what the project is about, or any of the specifics around our efforts to recruit. I am putting in to our chat here our email address, and we monitor this email address really closely, and we try to get back to you as soon as possible. And so please do email us with any of your questions or comments that we weren't able to answer here today, and follow us on social media, both on Facebook, Twitter, and of course YouTube. Please share this information as widely as you can, so we can get as much participation from around the two states as we possibly can. Thank you, and have a good evening.